Hello everyone, welcome to the HR Talk, where we discuss issues of HR leadership and HR development from a strategic perspective. I am Kwabena Nyameche Dapa and I'll be your host for today's episode. This program is proudly brought to you by the HR Certification Center. Now, the HR Certification Center is into HR and leadership development, and our flagship programs are the Professional in Human Resources International and the Senior Professional in Human Resources International. These are international HR professional certifications. And we also have support from Airport West Hotel, located in the serene environs of the airport residential area. For all your accommodation and conference needs, you can visit their website, www.airportwesthotel.com.gh. Now, over the past 10 years, particularly the latter part of the decade, diversity and inclusion, the Internet of Things, AI and machine learning, art and entertainment, sustainable development have received heightened attention in the workplace. The question that remains for HR professionals or practitioners is, how can HR leaders be at the forefront of championing a culture of learning so that human resources of businesses become agile and not fragile? Today, we are having a discussion on the topic, people, tech, and culture. And to help us in this discussion is a human resource practitioner who has over 20 years working experience. And she's gained this experience in a variety of industries, namely mining, shipping, logistics, manufacturing, telecom, and the banking industries. She is currently the Regional Manager, Organizational Effectiveness, Africa for Newmont. She began her career with EcoBank Ghana Limited as a management trainee. That was for her national service, and worked for various departments until 2007 when she joined the Human Resource Department. In 2011, she joined Airtel as the Senior Manager, Learning and Development. She moved on to Philips as the Head of Human Resources, West Africa, and then to Damco, a part of the AP Moller Maersk Group, as the Head of Human Resources for West and Central Africa. She has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's in human resources. She is a SHRM and IHRMP certified professional, that's HR professional, and a DDI and Mind Gym certified trainer, an Insight and Harrison assessment practitioner, and an International Coaching Federation certified coach. She is passionate about coaching, diversity and inclusion, and anything HR. She loves to read and try out recipes. She makes her home in Accra with her husband and 3 lovely children. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our guest for today's show on tech, people, and culture, Georgina Bartels. Georgina, great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's great. I must say that I was impressed on how you welcomed me trying to get you for this show, and I must say Georgina is a lovely person, and I'm sure we're going to have a very, very interesting discussion today. Georgina, thank you.
Thank you too.
How has it been working in the HR practice for the past 20 years?
HR has been my passion right from the beginning. Right. I discovered it in the university. Before I hadn't, well, it was there, but I wanted to be a psychologist, a child psychologist.
Wow.
And then in my final year, I was introduced to industrial psychology.
Right.
And then in there was the whole concept of human resources, and what attracted me most was culture, diversity within organizations. Then I immediately switched to HR. And great. That was it. I've been passionate about HR since then. It's what I want to do. And
it's what you are doing.
What I'm doing.
Amazing. I would like to know from the people that you manage with, somebody who had a taste in child psychology and now into industrial and HR. I want to know how you be a mother to them. Because they say the HRs are mothers. Yesterday I was reading something and they said if we're going to give HRs are going to be represented by an animal, would it be an owl or a busy bee? I had a number of people saying to be a busy bee because HRs are always busy. What do you think?
Busy, yes.
Yes.
Busy with no rest. And the thing is that nobody remembers you exist until there's a problem.
That's true.
And so when people don't remember that you exist, sometimes I think it's a good thing. It means everything is running as it should.
Yeah.
And when there's chaos, then it means that probably
you have to be busy, more busier.
There's a lot to do. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. So to our guests joining us, please do what to leave your comments in the comment section. We want to hear from you. All that we'll be discussing, want to know your opinion on the topics that we'll be discussing on tech, people, and culture. You can leave your comments in the comment section below. Now let's get right into it. Technology, I mean, in the first 10 years of your practice, comparing it to probably the last 10 years. I'm sure for you have seen the different phases that technology has played in the human resource role. And what do you think technology can be used, or how do you think technology can be used to better streamline HR processes, and why is it crucial for modern businesses?
The evolution has been, if you are not paying attention to it, it can suddenly surprise you. Like you mentioned, in the beginning, technology was not really a part of HR. We filed things by hand, large filing cabinets, and there was not a lot of technology in the background.
Carrying the memos all over.
Exactly. Payroll was done by ticking boxes. I remember once when we had an issue with a payment, we just could not find where the mistake was. It took us hours to find it.
Wow.
And today, all of that is done, click of a button, click of a button, click of a button. Fine, you have to pay attention to the details as the human behind it, but there's a lot more of support from technology. And today and previously in recruit, if we split it up into the various areas of HR, and take, for example, recruitment and selection. That's an area that has evolved so much. Previously, you would simply drop your hard copy CV. Somebody would go through it and tick off whether you matched the job description or not. Now there are applicant tracking systems. There's machine learning behind, or there's artificial intelligence behind systems that will scan a CV and match a human being to a job description. And without you having to actually take a look at the CV. And this helps with really processing large amounts of applications, using the data to really find who is the best fit for a particular job. Some people may have other views on using these kind of AI to find candidates. And I know there's a whole movement about having a human side to it. But it really does help in crafting job descriptions, in posting jobs that are attractive to both genders. So there's a lot that technology does. When it comes to learning, it makes it available immediately, instantly. You're able to also use it to determine who needs what at what time. There's a lot that it has done to kind of enhance the work that HR does, making it from administrative and tick boxing to actually delivering strategy to help the business.
I like the delivering strategy to help the business. Now, would you say that the advent of these modern tech, or even this, AI is now becoming, or has already become a big thing. I was reading a report by Hootsuite for 2024, and they are saying that companies are now going to invest even more when it comes to AI and machine learning, because it really reduces effort in kind of administrative work, and it helps in more strategic approaches. But do you think, or don't you think that these things are going to make we the humans a bit laid back or lazy?
And then there's the other dimension of it's going to take our jobs away.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think it's going to make you laid back or lazy. It really does enhance your work. So the most popular thing now is ChatGPT.
Exactly.
Let's use that as an example, for example. And look at, say, I have a PowerPoint presentation to do, or I have a particular topic to talk about.
Okay.
And how will that enhance it? The thing is not to let the technology do all of your work for you,
Sure.
but to enhance. And if I've tried it out before, just putting in text and seeing how it gets modified to really deliver your message to the people that you want to deliver it to. Giving you suggestions that are really tailor-made to the audiences that you are speaking to.
Yeah.
So laid back, it's probably the person that wants to be lazy will be lazy. And the person that wants to deliver value will actually deliver top-notch value. So when you look at these things, even now, the technology, take away AI, those that want to be lazy are lazy. And those that are applying the technology in a way that enhances their business, you can actually see the difference.
Yeah.
So I don't think it will make you lazy.
It's actually an enabler.
Yes.
Right.
And it really helps you to kind of pinpoint the exact need and address it. And if you utilize the technology effectively.
Great. Still on technology, the rise of remote working and online collaboration tools and all these things. How do you see? Let's narrow it down to learning and development. How do you see these things or these particular tools assisting or helping in learning and development? Because sometimes people have the notion that when it comes to maybe the learning and development, the human interface is very important. And now with AI and chat boxes, you can put in automated messages and people can, the system can respond to them at every point in time. That human interface being almost out of the system, how does it affect learning and development moving forward for HR practitioners?
So there's a place for face-to-face, and I'm an advocate for face-to-face because when you are on the other side of the table, I train. So when you are training behind the screen and you are training in front of people, the dynamic is different.
It's different.
Very different. You are able to connect with people when it's face-to-face a little bit more than when it's behind the screen. Because behind the screen, sometimes people are checked out, they're simply looking at you. And probably behind their screen, somebody is cooking some really nice jollof somewhere, and they are probably thinking about it, and they are not really focused on you. Yeah. So there's a different dynamic to it. However, the technology in learning can also help you to deliver training and information on time. In the sense that you are not going to have to wait for a venue, a location, but you know that these are the things that I need to be, this is the knowledge that I need to be imparting to people at this particular time. And it can go at the time that it's supposed to. And it also helps people to take control of their own learning.
Okay.
So for example, your organization says it has a budget of, let's say, 20,000 for training, regular training, in person.
Okay.
And 10 people are chosen. That's it. The other people don't have that opportunity.
You have to wait.
Wait for next year or something else. But when there's learning that is online, that is available, that is in time, that you can even control the pace of, I think it enhances learning. But then when there's an opportunity for physical interaction, perfect. Utilize it. But platforms like LinkedIn and the rest are the risk of promoting anybody. But those are the ones where people are able to take control of their own growth.
Yeah.
You can chart your own path using some of these platforms and say, well, I don't know about this. How do I get knowledgeable in this? Everything I've read or learned about all these AI and technology comes from places like LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Would I have waited until my organization decided the time was right for me to go and learn?
Yeah.
But it's available. You can learn, you can enhance your knowledge, you can fine-tune. The chatbot will answer your questions quickly and probably more accurately than somebody like me who's also going to learn from the chatbot. So there are benefits to it.
There are
huge benefits.
But when it comes to recognition, I mean, we all learn, aside getting the knowledge for application in what we are doing, we're also looking at being recognized. Now, for some of these learning platforms, how do we get the recognition? I mean, in today's workspace, say I'm going to do a course on LinkedIn and probably Coursera. Are they recognized in the workplace, or they are just enhancers for what you do?
Some organizations do recognize them, and as much as you are looking for recognition, sometimes the knowledge that you get there enhances your work, which leads to some recognition.
Right.
If you are looking for a particular certificate and you want to be recognized for that certificate, then find the place that will give you the recognition that you are looking for. Right? If you know that you are going to spend 2 years on a course on LinkedIn and your organization doesn't accept it, you might as well find a place that your organization recognizes that certificate. A lot of organizations I know do recognize these certificates now, but you have to determine, what's my end goal? Exactly. Am I getting this because I want to use it for that? Then find the exact right place that you will get that certification that will help you. But the learning that you will get from there, you definitely will enhance your work, and it should result in improved performance, should result in you doing better at your job, which in turn gives you recognition at the end of the day.
And certainly the rewards.
Exactly, we are all looking for that.
Technology, AI, things are changing. I mean, how we are working, irrespective of even technology and AI, people are changing. Culture is continuously changing because of how we have been exposed to so many things, and expectations are on the rise. Consumer preferences are changing by the minute. How would the HR vehicle make sure that the resource of the business are upskilled to meet the change, so that, of course, they are agile and not fragile? How does HR push that agenda?
When you look at the technology that's in your space and how it's evolving, then we have to look ahead and determine what technology is beneficial to us, and how will we make sure that our people are well placed, or our people have the skills for it. So if I give an example, maybe in the mining industry, for example, there are driverless trucks now. There are trucks that can go underground, pick up, or
really
come out from without human beings going there.
That's interesting.
And some of it is for safety reasons. There are lots of reasons for people moving into this particular area. Of course, it's safer when there are no humans down there, right? And if you know that technology is coming or has come, and you want to make sure that your folks are ready for it, what will you do? Gradually move them in that particular direction. Or as you are recruiting, you start looking out for certain skills that people have that will, at the end of the day, help you to move in that particular direction.
Right.
What else? Some people you could be sitting somewhere controlling other devices anywhere. And how will people get to know how to do it unless you train them?
Yeah.
Even for the simple systems that we have, let's say whether it's applicant tracking, if you have newer ones, you will have to train your folks to be able to utilize the full suite of it to enhance your business. So really the onus lies on us HR folks to anticipate what is coming, or when you see the direction that the world is going in, and your organization has those particular tools to upskill the folks in there. And leaving it or pretending it's not happening is what is making a lot of people not quick enough. The minute you think this is, I've caught up with this, then the world has moved even quicker. So it's keeping up with the trends, knowing what is happening, and then forecasting, looking ahead. How can these particular tools enhance our business, and in what way? How we make sure that the people that we have mandated to work in that particular area have the skills to do it. So there is a big need to make sure that people are trained in the systems that are available.
I'm going to ask a personal question. You've made us understand that HR practitioners should be on top of their game. They should know the trends and all that. But for you, as Georgina Bartels, as an HR person, how do you keep up with the trends? Do you join associations? Are you active on social media? Do you engage mentoring, or mentoring from people ahead of you to know what is going on? What do you do to keep yourself afloat with the trends?
I read a lot.
Right.
I read a lot. Anything and everything. I read. And there are places that you get to know the trends quickly, like the SHRMs and the CIPDs. When you follow the pages of these things, you would get the information quickly. You will see where there have been studies, where there's forecasting, where there's trends. So those are places where you can get a lot, or I get a lot of information from. So it's mainly from reading, from asking questions, from being curious. And there are people ahead of me who I ask questions of, or I tap into the knowledge that they have. But you have to seek yourself also, because waiting for the information to come to you, you might be very behind the curve. But to be very curious and seek the knowledge.
Be very curious and seek the knowledge. Yes. Amazing. So I want to our listeners watching or listening to us, HR Certification Center also has an association called the Association of Certified HRs, which also serves as a place where HR practitioners can meet to learn and share knowledge. So if you want to be part of this association, you can just call this number 020-800-7585 or visit their social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Association of Certified HRs. And the center too has been, this year 2023, we embarked on some research work. So one of the notable ones was the management and retention of Gen Ys and Zs. We had very interesting information about managing all these, all these generations in the workspace. And I'm told the new one is the digital natives, always on their phones and all those things. And they are coming to the workspace, and how to manage them is very important. So you can visit our website, phrglobal.com, and you have access to all this information. And it, of course, is going to help you to be to stay ahead of the trends and know what is going on, so that you can be an HR practitioner worth your salt.
What you say resonates with me a lot, and I'm happy that your organization does that. Providing the space, because what I didn't add was some WhatsApp groups. There are some WhatsApp groups. I'm not very active on them, but the amount of information and knowledge from other HR folks, and that's a place that you really can get questions answered, information shared, something is happening elsewhere, and people are really quick to provide their views and really help guide and shape what you think. So I'm glad that you do that.
We actually have a WhatsApp.
It's important.
And the conversation goes on
all
and
the time.
You know, last time someone just dropped a message, friends, I have this, and the person explained what they have in the office. I need solutions, and everybody came from different perspectives, and it actually puts your thinking in a very better place. And you know, now because of the abundance of knowledge, people have become a bit more sophisticated, and people think they know. And if you're an HR practitioner, it comes to the issues of labor laws, and you're not on top of it, I mean, you're going to run your business to avoidable liabilities, and of course, it's going to affect your job and your practice. So yes, these places are associations, are things that HR practitioners must get themselves involved in. Now, when it comes to strategies, what strategies would you suggest in creating an environment that supports continuous learning?
These days, the culture that's in the organization can either stifle or enhance learning. So you've mentioned all the various generations. It's not like I had my generation where you are told to learn this and then you quietly
back to it.
Go ahead and do that. But what will make learning what will make the organization enhance learning or create a culture where people actually want to learn? The organization itself should value learning, or should value innovation, new things, should value that. And when the organization is the people, so the leaders, the supervisors, managers, there should be an appreciation of learning, a wanting to embrace new things, a wanting to understand what is out there and being able to apply it. Now, I kind of feel that a place where mistakes are not seen as a total fatal thing, but you can actually recover from it, or you can learn something from it, where people are able to pick up themselves from making a mistake. And when you put all of these things together, it comes into it. You know, nowadays there are so many terms that have become like buzzwords. A psychologically safe place. Within psychological safety, there are some elements, and some of it is learner safety. Am I in a place where I'm encouraged to learn, where new things are encouraged, where I'm encouraged to learn from my mistake? And I think that how to enhance or make sure that the organization is promoting a culture like that is to promote psychological safety.
But you know, not to catch you on this, but I noticed that, like you said, some of these things have become buzzwords. It's like some businesses just pay lip service to these things. They tell you, we encourage learning, we do this, we do that. But when somebody makes a simple mistake, and it's like all hell will break loose on them, you know? So even though they say it, you don't really see it in action, you don't see it in practice. For instance, let's say a business that is run solely by the owner's philosophy, you know, probably the founding leader is a CEO, you know, they certainly want things to be done in a certain way, and a little bit of divergence from those things, and it's like they don't want to accept it. And being an HR leader in a space like that, how do you make sure that, in as much as the founder's philosophy and all those things have to be carried on, the psychology of safety is really enhanced so that learning goes on?
There's a thin line between following the rules and making mistakes.
Right.
Sometimes people want to blur some of the lines in that, we should encourage learning from the mistakes. it's good to encourage learning from this, that some mistakes are deliberate.
Right.
There's a laid down procedure. I say tick this box before you move to the next one. And you jump and then go and tick the second box and you say, it was a mistake.
That was deliberate.
Exactly. And I think that's where sometimes some people want to blur the lines and say, oh, but it was a mistake. I should be forgiven for all my mistakes and let me learn from it. There's a procedure. Follow it. If genuinely there was an error, then you learn from your mistake, process improvement, we find ways of making sure that it's better and easier for people to understand so that they can follow it.
Yeah.
But when you say the owner's views, are the owner's views or tested ones or ones that follow certain principles? There may be one-man businesses that are actually following principles and processes that are really best practice. So if somebody says, oh, it's the owner's views and let me jump the process because I don't agree with the owner, but that might be time-tested best practice that has been put in place. So it's the blurring of the lines that I think we should be conscious of, such that we don't encourage people and say, oh, well, we are trying to promote psychological safety and so learn from your mistakes. So yeah, keep on making the mistakes. When the auditors come, they'll say psychological safety. Just go ahead.
The numbers will not accept that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that line should be there, very clear, that if somebody genuinely makes a mistake or if some processes and procedures are not clear and mistakes happen, how do we improve from that? How do we make sure that we put in place something that people can learn from and grow from there? So that's where I see the difference.
Great. I think that's a good one. I mean, so we must properly define what mistakes are. Oversight is not the same as a mistake. And when you are following the owner's philosophy, you must also define it properly. Are they time tested or are they just things that are being said?
Yeah.
So HR practitioners really must understand the business from their strategic approach. And I know there's one of the modules that we do in our International HR certification at the center, which is strategic HR management, because people have been saying HR practitioners do not understand business. So it's about time that if you are going to support a business, you must certainly understand the business and how it runs to be able to support it properly. So our listeners online, so far we've been speaking on people, tech and culture. We've spoken about organizational safety. We've spoken about bringing out the culture of learning in organizations. We've spoken about technology, AI, and how it's affecting the workplace. And we'll quickly want to take a message from our sponsors, and we'll be back shortly.
Why do 93% of the world's leading multinational companies prefer certified professionals? Because they tend to be committed to higher standards and ethics and maintain an informed intercultural competency. Whether you're seeking to build a career or to upgrade your HR professional career, you need to get trained and certified at the HR Certification Center today. Our experience in training and certifying HR professionals is unparalleled. We're trusted to offer a comprehensive portfolio of advanced professional credentials for the HR professionals worldwide, and today, more than 500,000 HR professionals worldwide in 125 plus countries proudly maintain our credentials as a mark of higher professional distinction. HR Certification Center. Call or WhatsApp today on 0244 122 855.
Welcome back. So let's continue with the discussion. As I said before, I just ran you through a summary of what we have been discussing. Technology. We spoke about technology. We've spoken a bit about culture. We've spoken a bit about people. And the topic really is tech or technology, people, and culture. And Georgina, when it comes to HR, how does HR play in ensuring employees remain motivated as they undergo digital transformation? You know, how do we call it a digital revolution? Because even after COVID, I mean, the change has been very fast. it was coming, but some people say that Africans are late adapters. You know, I think about COVID shook us, and we had to adapt quickly. Like, was a revolution really? So, how do you keep people motivated in this kind of digital revolution or this kind of digital transformation in the wake of people being scared of losing their jobs, people seeing that AI is doing what they used to do, and they are there and they are backing AI, and it's like AI is not the competition. How do you keep them motivated?
I think for me, I just have two simple things in my head for keeping people is one, listening and being transparent. Those are the things that for me guides my thinking or the way I think we should operate. The listening is people are motivated by different things. We've been kind of bundling people together and expecting that everybody's motivated by the money or is motivated by, but gradually we've come to realize that people are motivated by different things. If you listen, you will find out what each person is worried about or stressed about or is motivated by. What's making me stay in an organization might be different from you. So listening. So as an HR person, having your ear on the ground, making use of technology again and the tools to find out what people are really thinking. And when you find what they are thinking and what is motivating them or what is keeping them giving of their best, be transparent in answering the questions that they have. I think those are two things that are underlying. Everybody appreciates transparency. If my motivation is money and the organization is struggling and doesn't have money, the leaders should be able to be transparent and say, these were the goals we had, this was the revenue we expected, we didn't make it, it's difficult for us to give you what you're asking for. The transparency makes it easy for people to identify and decide, okay, well, I don't want to be here or I want to be here. Or I'm motivated by growth opportunities, development, and where I am, I've peaked, for example. Somebody should be able to say, look, at this place, there's nothing else for you, but there's something else for you over here. You can grow vertically instead of horizontally. I can expose you to projects. I can do this. We can do that. And that's being transparent. So there are so many ways in which people are motivated. Some people just simply by well-being or what the organization does for the rest of the world, sustainability. Those are all things that people are motivated by. But if we don't listen carefully, we will not find out and we will not be able to address that need. So for me, back to your question, it's transparency and listening.
Transparency and listening. And in your explanation, I could see a little bit of feedback, how you offer the feedback. And this morning, I was just surfing the net and I chanced on this about feedback. I think I want to know what you think about it as well. So let me fetch it. Let me fetch it quickly. Okay. So he says, in giving feedback, be a coach and not a critic. Aim to help and not attract. Aim to help and not attack. Don't assert opinion as facts. You are sharing your subjective reaction, not your objective truth. Be honest, not brutal. Be direct in what you say, but kind in how you say it. And I could see elements of this in what you were saying. I mean, really transparency. But sometimes I think sitting on the seat of an employee, it's as though when things are taking a nosedive, those at the helm of affairs try to be transparent. The moment that things seem to be doing well, then the transparency ceases. It's like they try to get your buy-in when things are not going well, but they sell you out when things get better. What's your perception? What do you think about this phenomenon?
I don't think it's right. And I think that's why people like you exist, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that we are training HR folks that don't go that way, that are able to advise their leaders that that's not the right way to go. The transparency should be all round, should be all the time. The information, there are different types of information that goes out. Ones that you need to know, ones that you should know, and ones that really, it's a particular group that you should know which information is available for who, okay, and make sure that is there for people to be able to access. It should not be pick and choose. If you want to be transparent all throughout, but not pick and choose when to be. You lose trust that way. That's how people don't no longer trust the organizations that they work for. So you lose trust. And what you read about the feedback, I align with it totally.
Spot on, eh?
Very. Feedback should never come out as an attack. My boss always says that it's a gift. When it's given to you, when you're given a gift, you give it nicely, right? I don't think anybody has ever picked a gift and thrown it at you, expecting that it will hit your head and you will be a little bit unhappy. But sometimes we give feedback in the hope that it will hurt the person's feelings. Then it means you were not expecting the person to grow from the feedback. It was more of trying to tear the person down, belittle.
The person.
Feedback is not supposed to do that. It's supposed to enhance, help you to reflect, and then grow from that space. So when it's given to you, unpack it. This blouse, I don't want it. However, I'm going to wear it today for the person to know that I appreciate what they've given to me.
Right.
And then in wearing it, you realize that,
it fits.
And there's something, let me tailor this place a little, tailor that place a little. And at the end of the day, you make something out of it. Yeah.
That's a nice analogy. So continuous feedback really helps in shaping the culture of a business. And what are the things you think are important in shaping a modern business's culture? Because today, I think currently we actively have Gen X are out of the system. Those are after the World War people, Second World War people. I think they are almost out of the system, unless those who are on contracts. Then I think the millennials, the Gen Ys and the Gen Zs are predominantly in the system. Managing these millennials, my boss says, even though I'm in the same, I'm a Gen Y with him, I'm a latter day Gen Y. So the early day Gen Ys, latter day Gen Ys, and the Gen Zs, managing these people and creating a culture that works for them. What do you think are the things that HR practitioners should really be looking at? Things like culture of like first name. For me, the kind of system I grew up, first name is very hard for me. Like I have to think before I can say Georgina, because normally I say Madam Georgina. Those kind of things. How do you make sure that these cultures are properly simulated into the system and help for business growth?
When we put things in place, we have to practice them. So, for example, you go and work in an organization that says first names, and yet the people at the top, the minute you mention their name, they're like, "Hey, am I your mate?" Then it's only on paper. Things that have been put down as ways in which culture can be enhanced. Leaders are exemplary. They actually follow what it is they say they would do. Open open themselves to feedback. Sometimes we think that the feedback is always from up to down.
Yeah.
The other way around should also, encouraging, being able to invite other opinions, being inclusive, all of those things. Once we say we want to do them, we should actually do them.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just on paper, the culture doesn't get built. So as much as possible, making sure that communication is free, clear, both ways.
Yeah.
Feedback the same, inclusive in the way decisions are taken, clarity of purpose, all of those things. When people are clear on what they are doing, there's less whispering, rumor mongering, things like that.
Yeah.
So those are all little elements that together helps you to build a culture where people can. The different generations, there are still things that will apply across. Values don't change depending on whether you are Gen Z or Gen Y or whatever. And values usually are the basis, or that's what underpins your culture. So there are some things that they are kind of the bedrock of what other things are built on. Maybe it's how you apply it or the approach that is different depending on which generation that you are looking at.
Okay. In your profile, I noticed that you are somebody who is keen, or you have love for coaching, right? So I know there's a difference between coaching and mentoring, and for working in this space, I mean, we are still talking about creating culture. How does coaching play an important role in creating a culture that helps a modern organization thrive?
So, a lot of you mentioned a lot of people mix the two.
Yeah.
Mentors are great. Mentors are great for showing you the path. They may have the experience and will share that with you and show you the path. Coaching, on the other hand, helps you find the path, but being enabled to do so.
Like a coach on the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll be enabled to do so. The right questions will be asked. You will find it within yourself. And sometimes when you find it within yourself and you own what it is that you have found within yourself, put in your own actions and how you are going to be accountable for them. You're a little more, if it's more personalized, you hold on to it, because this is the path that I have chosen, or I have been enabled to walk, for example. So they're both important. They both have their places to play. Mentoring, somebody is actually holding your hand. This is what I did.
Yeah.
If you try it, you can try it this way. There's a bit of advising in there. A coach is not going to tell you, do it this way because that's how I did it. Or I was in this situation, but will help you to introspect your perspective about it, introspect, and then find the pathway, assist you with the tools that you can use to find that particular pathway. But leaders are expected to be coaches of their people, enable them to find their
feet.
Exactly.
Okay. Now that you've gone into leadership, there's this quote that Dr. Basima Boss will often say that now we have a lot of managers and less leaders. So organizations are overmanaged and underled. So there's a lot of rigidity and all those things in there. How do you think a modern day leader plays an important role in creating a culture, driving people implementing digital or implementing technology to see a modern business thrive?
I think you answered your own question. You answered your own question, and we talked about it a bit already.
Yeah.
The same attributes that we talked about earlier, of what a leader should look like or what the culture should look like, still apply. In the digital is infused into so many parts of the work that it's not really separate.
Yeah.
So what would make somebody a good leader and not a manager is the same attributes that you will expect them to have and display when implementing things to do with digital technology, because it's already affecting every part of your life. So whether it's in the hardcore operations, in support services, and what the technology is spread everywhere. It's not sitting in only one area that you expect some particular leaders to be driving. So it's the same attributes. You should be able to embrace change, listen to other views, open up the opportunity for people to contribute, to create a culture of psychological safety, to all of that, provide clarity. All of the same attributes that you would expect from a leader at any time are the ones that you should expect from them when they are leading a digital transformation.
Great. So, folks, we've been speaking to Georgina Bartels, and the topic has been people, tech, and culture. It's been a very interesting conversation so far, and I'm sure that you are also enjoying it. Do also let us know what your thoughts are on the issues that we have raised so far. And I must add that this program is proudly brought to us by the HR Certification Center. And the HR Certification Center is into leadership and HR development. Our flagship programs are the Senior Professional in Human Resources International and the Professional in Human Resources International. These are two standalone certifications that have international recognition. And the recognition comes from HRCI, that's Human Resource Certification Institute in Virginia, USA. And this year, they are celebrating 50 years of offering certifications worldwide. We also have support from Airport West Hotel. Airport West Hotel is located in the serene environment of the airport residential area, and they offer you with all your accommodation and conference needs. So if you're an organization looking for a place to have your conferences, looking for a place for accommodating people coming from all over the world or all over Ghana, you can think of the Airport West Hotel. Visit their website www.airportwesthhotel.com.gh. So Georgina, as we gradually come to wrapping up our conversation on people, tech, and culture, what would you say to HR practitioners out there who are succeeding, those who are struggling, those who are beginning to appreciate the various nuances that come with managing people, especially when it comes to people, tech, and culture?
I think one thread will run through for all the categories that you've talked about.
Yeah.
Be open to learning, open to sharing, and then also equip yourself. When you are not equipped, you are unable to influence decisions, or you are unable to carry people along. So openness and being ready yourself to learn new things, being ready yourself to drive the change, and understanding that the change only just probably enhances our world in some way.
Yeah.
When you live in fear of it, then the other people around you are also going to live in fear of it. So that's what I would say. Being open to what the world is coming up with.
The world is really bringing a lot to us. Every now and then, when you are subscribed to all these learning platforms, every now and then you just see the beeps on your phone. It's like there's always something new coming up. There's always something new to learn. And I believe as we are having our conversation prior to the shoot, that it's time for also HR practitioners who have become of age to also trickle down the experience to the
younger generation
generations and all that. So if you're an HR practitioner listening to us, and probably you also want to be a guest on the HR Talk to talk about issues that are affecting human resource practice, especially in Ghana, and has also a global dimension, you can call us on this number, 0244 122 855. And we can have a conversation and also bring you here so that you can also be of benefit to the coming generation. I am sure, no, I'm not taking your last words. Let me take your last words. Let me take your last words on people, tech, and culture.
So, I think what I would say to wrap up is that there's technology out there that is supposed to enhance our work and make our work better, help us to move away from the administrative things that we do, and deliver strategy.
Yeah.
That's what every good HR person is looking for, to be able to strategically support the business and deliver strategy. Let's find those tools. Let's utilize those tools and make sure that we are fully equipped for the future. The world is not going to stop for us.
Not at all.
So we have to ensure that we are ready, able, and willing to embrace the technology that comes.
Great. You should be ready, able, and willing to embrace the technology that has come, is coming, and is going to
Welcome.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned in to the HR Talk. The HR Talk is particularly designed to address issues on HR development and HR leadership from a strategic level. And we have been speaking to Georgina Bartels, and she has given us a lot of insights when it comes to people, tech, and culture. And you can always listen to this over and over and over again. Georgina, if people want to get in touch with you, you can probably share your LinkedIn handle or anywhere that they could get in touch with you, probably an email or something.
I'm on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yes,
and
Georgina Bartels.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So if you want to get in touch with her, connect with her. I mean, we spoke about sharing, knowledge sharing, anything. Can you connect with Georgina on LinkedIn at Georgina Bartels?
Yes.
Great. All right. So finally, this program was brought to you by the HR Certification Center, and a big thank you to the HR Certification Center for investing so much in making sure that the HR practice is better than we met it. And to Airport West Hotel, they gave us their premise, and we are very grateful to you. They are saying that you can come here for your birthday packages starting from 2,500, a great package that you can have. They are saying on Saturdays they have watching special starting from 45 cedis. So on Saturday you can come here and eat your special watching under air conditioning in a hotel. And they also have bridal crew packages, one going for 1,500, 3,000, and 5,000 Ghana cedis. So if you have these needs, you want to get in touch with Airport West Hotel, you can visit their website, or you can give them a call on 020 433 9003. I'll take the number again, 020 433 9003. And if you're an HR practitioner out there and you're seeking to upskill and gain international recognition, you want to be speaking to the HR Certification Center or our course facilitators on 0244 122 855. The number again is 0244 122 855, and we'll give you all the information you need. We are actually enrolling or registering for takeoff on the 2nd of December. That will be our 37th cohort. So you want to be part of this, call the number 0244 122 855. And we share a lot of resources when it comes to human resource practice, a lot of resources when it comes to your professional development. So follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Reels, on TikTok. Actually, every social media platform you think of, we are there. So HR Certification Center, and the center is spelled CENTRE. I have been Kwabena Nyame-Chedapa, your able host for the HR Talk. See you soon. Thank you for joining. Bye for now.